The other day, at work, my boss came in the room. He told me to drop what I was doing, so his secretary hit the floor.
Oh no.
Then one of my coworkers attacked me with a pencil. I told him to stop. He's like, but the pencil's not sharpened. I was like, you're missing the point. He was like, exactly. Then I went in the bathroom. There was a guy masturbating at one of the urinals. He turned around and came on my shoe.
Oh no.
He was like, sorry, I think we got off on the wrong foot. Then when I was leaving, I noticed the house across the street was burning down. I called the fire department. They said there was a 60-second response time. I told the homeowner, they're on their way, but it's going to be a hot minute. Then when I was driving home, I noticed all the houses had doodles drawn on them. I thought, this is a pretty sketchy neighborhood. Speaking of unsettling things to see, the other day my girlfriend, she came up to me, she was like, have you been cheating on me with some back burner bitch? I was like, I would never do that to you. You're the back burner bitch. I had to get a side girl, because my main girlfriend told me she doesn't believe in premarital sex. I was like, it's not premarital sex if I have no intention of marrying you. She was like, you men are all cockroaches. I was like, that's not true. A cockroach can survive 2 whole weeks with no head. I don't know who she thinks she is anyway. I mean, she's not so perfect herself. Just last night, she got all drunk. She was all sick and throwing up and everything. She asked me to help her out. I was like, oh, sure. Now you want me to pull your hair back. I like to drink, but I try to keep it in moderation. One time I got so drunk at a party, it wasn't until I sobered up I realized I was actually at a funeral. And I thought, man, I totally shouldn't have drawn dicks on that passed out guy's mouth. I'm just kidding. I don't have a girlfriend. She broke up with me. I asked her why. She said, it's like the song says, if you liked it, you should have put a ring on it. I was like, wait a minute. Before you told me you didn't want to get your clit pierced.
Oh.
I didn't understand that though, because she's into S&M. And her new boyfriend is a boxer. It's like perfect, because he's into fist fighting, she's into fight fisting. She won't go down without a fight. I've actually created a new way to finger women. I use my toes. I'm still getting the hang of it though, just getting my feet wet. I asked this other girl out. I took her out dancing. She told me she'd like it if we were cheek to cheek. So I shit in her mouth. They say guys tend to be attracted to women who remind them of their mothers, which explains why I'm a necrophile. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm trying to improve myself. People describe me as a guy who'd fuck anything that moves, and I thought, why should I limit myself like that? Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to feel more adequate. See, this way I'm not the only limp one. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I have empathy. When rigor mortis sets in, I take a Viagra. That way she's not the only stiff one. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to feel empowered. I like to pretend it's what I'm doing that's making her eyes roll back in her head. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm submissive. One time a girl told me she was going to shoot heroin at a party. I was like, can I come? She was like, over my dead body. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I like to experiment. After she died, they put her in a body bag, and I wondered if she was any good in the sack. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I like having sex in the dark. And she was in a closed casket. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I respect people's wishes. She said she wanted to be cremated, so I didn't pull out. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm patient. A lot of women have told me they'd sooner die than have sex with me. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I hate being left out. If a body's getting buried at sea, I want to get wet too. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm boastful. I like to claim I'm the reason she can't walk in the morning. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is the same reason Matthew McConaughey likes high school girls in Dazed and Confused. I keep getting older. They stay the same age. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm kinky. I like when a woman goes down before sex, so I wait till after the burial. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to prove my ex-girlfriend wrong. There is a way having sex with me could be worse. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to prove my ex-girlfriend right. I was only interested in her body. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to prove my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend wrong. The reason he killed her is because he thought if he couldn't have her, no one could. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is so I don't have to fantasize. This way I don't have to imagine someone else's head on her body. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to level the playing field. I tend to come too soon, but she can't complain because she's late. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because it's convenient. I live near a cemetery, so I go to the bone zone whenever I want. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I live near a hospice. I don't last long in bed, but neither do they. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I have respect for the dead. I would never spit on anyone's grave. I just use lubricant. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm emotional. This way, if I cry during sex, I can pretend it's part of the grieving process. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I believe ugly people need love too. But when I put the bag over her head, I forgot ugly people need air as well. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I'm lazy. This way, cleaning up after sex is the homicide detective's job. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I can get away with it. A lot of women have told me they would never be caught dead with a guy like me. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I follow instructions. I saw a gravestone that said RIP. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because it's harmless. I like to come on people's faces, and this way their eyes are already glazed. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I say a lot of things that make dead people turn over in their graves. And doggy style is my favorite position. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because I like a cigarette after sex. I figured if someone's going to scatter her ashes, they can take care of mine too. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is because it's my last ditch effort to get laid. Glad I looked in that last ditch. That's where I found her body. Actually, the reason I'm a necrophile is to give people hope. Even if you die a virgin, you get another chance. I lost my virginity in the back of a hearse. A woman was walking by the car. She saw what was going on. That was kind of annoying, because the reason I'm a necrophile is so that I don't have to listen to someone scream. After sex, I went home. I was bragging to my brother about it. I was like, smell my fingers. Formaldehyde. She was half decomposed, but I fingered her anyway. You know what they say, 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink? I'm just kidding. I don't have a brother. I'm a creepy guy. And I've always been a sadistic bastard. One time in elementary school, I punched a little boy in the face and made him cry. The teacher told me to sit in the corner and think about what I'd done. I guess she thought forcing me to masturbate was some kind of punishment. Then when I was in high school, I tried drilling a peephole through the wall of the girls' locker room. Mistakenly, I drilled through the wall that had the used tampon box mounted on it. What I saw made my eyes bleed. Something else that happened in high school is one time my teacher, she asked me to drop off a letter at the special ed classroom. When I went down there, the teacher there thought I belonged in her class. I walked in the room, she was like, "You're tardy." I was like, "The term is mentally challenged." I used to smoke a lot of weed in high school, but I quit, so I could spend more time smoking weed. Even more than doing drugs, though, I love trivia. I heard recently in the news, a guy was cutting off pieces of his own body and putting them in the trash. Seems like you could throw your shoulder out doing something like that. Something else I heard in the news. There's a woman in Japan somewhere. She's in her 80s. She's the world's oldest working prostitute. Apparently she's been doing that kind of work for about 40 years. I wonder if you do business with this woman, if you get like a t-shirt that says, I made it with the world's oldest working prostitute, and all I got was a stupid t-shirt. Maybe more words on the back saying, actually, I hope that's all I got. I wonder how many times she's gone down in history. I myself called phone sex operators. One time I called one up and she started talking really dirty to me, like way dirtier than I've ever heard before. And right at that moment I got an incoming call, so I was like, hi, Grandpa.
Oh.
He was all like, you ballsy dude, you ballsy dude, you ballsy dude. I can tell what you're up to. I can smell the sex coming through the phone. I think it's great you're finally getting some. Enjoy it while it lasts, my friend, because believe me, once it's gone, it's gone. Your grandma and I haven't had sex in so long, I'm starting to like it when the cat sleeps on my face. Grandpa, what are you calling about? Oh, Momoy, got some news for you. There's really no good way of saying this, so let me put it this way. If your grandma and I ever did have sex again, it would make me a necrophile. I'll leave you on that. I'm Chapp. Have a good night. Chapp, everybody.